So I actually been tasked to do the concluding remarks, which is a bit of a hard thing to do. But one thing actually, I'm just going to take segue from what Mo was saying. That actually I misspoken this morning, and when I said actually we are a community. I don't think actually we are a community, but we would like to build a community or a network. And I think what we started in the morning by talking about what are the characteristics of this network, and what we're basically trying to discuss and look at, and that was open data in closed societies. And what we had during the day were, I think, a lot of interesting use cases from different countries, that the undercurrent of these different use cases were these different elements of open data in closed society, the challenges they face, the opportunities, and what needs to be done differently. So one of the things we would like to continue doing after today is actually continue documenting these use cases. So my colleagues, we've created a channel on Medium. We have already published a number of use cases. So please, if you think there is either within your own organization, if you know of others that we should talk to, so we would like to interview them and actually turn that to a use case. Our hope is that once we have done a number of use cases, there would be more clear threads emerging out of these use cases, which would help us to build an argument for how we are different and what is it actually needs to be done differently compared to what I call this morning this more of a global open data movement. And that's, I think, what are the things that would be different about our network compared to what is the global conversation, and actually how we can connect to it. I think that's also, and how we can sort of help each other. So I think that's one of the things we would like to go forward is to continue developing and creating these use cases. And it's customary to always for meetings like this, to end up with creating a mailing list. We're not doing that. We are not creating a mailing list. But what we are doing is that there is already an active Slack channel that exists for Open and Shut. So if you do not want to be invited to the Slack channel, please let us know. Otherwise, we are going to add you to the Slack channel. So that's. But please let us know if you don't want to be added, and we won't add you. But I think that's. But one of it. So the third part of it is that we would like to continue this conversation, and I think there are a lot of other forums that talks about open data. There are a lot of, I would say, global, regional, country level conversations that are happening. And one of the things we would like to do is to partner with any of you who are leading, participating in those conversations, to help us to carry some of the messaging, some of the debates from here, and inject them to those conversations and see what kind of engagement we want to make. We have already been suggested there are a couple of things coming up that we might there might be a case for us to continue this conversation in those, but we would like to integrate this conversation as much as possible. I would say the things that are particular about closed society in those global and regional conversations. So please help us with that. So if you are organizing an event, if you know about an event, please consider getting in touch with us, and we can basically assemble from a network, from the use cases that actually we've been doing, because we are continuing that, so we can think about who would be the participants we would like to bring in. As I said, we would like to have more use cases from global South. So that's something we would especially interested in that, to get those stories and experiences. So on that note, I want to just thank my colleagues, especially Jan. He did a fantastic job. Shukufe, Rina, Bronwen, and many of actually other colleagues at the office, that they did the design, and also Open Knowledge Foundation, and that would help to just being partnering with us and helping us in this process. And thank you very much for all you coming. As I said, we are hoping to continue these conversations, and so us. Please get in touch if there is something that we can help, or you can help us with. Thank you very much. And